Why do I have double background? Hello? Oh, that's why. Oops. I forgot to change it earlier. Oops, my bad. But anyways, hello, hello. I am Villiana, your one and only villainess. The best there is, was, and ever will be. Okay. Also, hi Ghost. Also, hi Midnight. Wait, weren't you watching One Piece? Okay, do that, do that. Hi, Sammy. Okay, that. Okay. Yes, everything's fine. Everything is all a-okay. I was I was about to switch over to my I was about to switch over to my chatting stream, and then I realized I don't have my my VTuber Studio open. I'm like, something is missing. It's going too smooth. And lo and behold, it's because I don't have VTuber Studio open. Actually, am I doing anything tomorrow? Actually, I gotta. Yes, yes, yes. I was gonna do something with. I'm doing something this week. Wednesday. I'm doing Shape of Dreams with Darcel, the person who got me the game. So that's gonna be fun. And I don't know what else I'm doing. I know me and somebody else wanted to do something, but they haven't gotten back to me, so I don't know what else I'm doing this week. So yeah, hopefully so hopefully by tonight I could get my schedule out. Once I have like everything. Thank you for the head pats. Yeah, so hopefully the person gets back to me. You only get one per stream. But yes, anyways, so yeah, once that person finally gets back to me, I'm going to hopefully get my schedule out. So it's just hopefully by tonight. But Wednesday for sure doing something with Darcel, The Shape of Dreams. So I'm really excited for that. Because you can co-op in that, and I'm wondering how far we actually go in co-op. I mean, I could just make my schedule, and then once they get back to me, I'll probably just redo it. I don't even think it was this week. I think we were planning on doing something. Something. Ooh, my noodles are done. Yeah, I was a bit hungry. So I'm kind of eating a bit. I don't usually get cup noodles. I usually get the Maruchan noodles. So the cup noodles taste significantly different. Hi, Coco! Actually, now that I think about it, I should I forgot to do chat. That's right. That's right. How are you? But yeah, I usually go with the Maruchan noodles, not cup noodle. Yeah, it really is better than no meal. Well, because I have like, thanks for the head pat. That's what's missing. Activity feed. Like, I knew something was weird. But yeah, I got stuff thawing right now in my sink. It's so weird just seeing the sun out these past couple of days, this past week, since it's going good. It's going good. It's just weird when I see the sun out ever since daylight savings started. Oh, since we switched over. It's weird just seeing the sun out. Okay. I think I'll probably eat a little bit more and then we could get hopping into the game. Because I am quite curious on what this game is. I've only seen clips of it. Not clips, thumbnails. Yeah, extra vitamin D. So yeah, I'm quite excited for this one. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh. What the hell? Not in VTube Studios. This background music, holy shit. Hold on 1 second. Gotta adjust myself. This art is beautiful. Okay, anyways. Bam. So yeah, as you can see, it's Death is Sunhaired. I know nothing about this game. I just saw it on I saw it on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's do that. Okay. The music is beautiful. Woo! Now this, go down a little bit. Now it's, oh. Okay. Okay, that seems about it. Okay. Now, I don't know anything about this game, mind you. So, I'm just going in blind. He is beautiful, but holy hell. Oh. You ask me now. Okay, there you go. Thanks for the head pats. The longer you trudge through this hellish storm, the angrier you get. Your clothing is completely soaked through the sodded fabric, making your arduous journey even harder, impeding your movement while the chill sinks into your bones. Ooh, Pocopia. It was a fool's errand to even attempt this, but you have no other choice. Even if you were to turn back, it would take you just as long to return to the village than to arrive at your intended destination. So if you were to show your face without any news, if you had to tell them that you simply gave up. The surviving residents... I don't fucking know how to pronounce that. Sarcophagus? I'm sorry, creator who made this. I apologize. I've forgiven you for so much in your life, but you know that they would never forgive you for that. Couldn't survive being a wife. With your parents long dead in the ground and your own health frail, you could have been the heroine of one of those dramatic novels, fainting every which way. But in a village like you were from, even a sickly orphan girl is meant to pull her weight. You cooked and cleaned and helped manage the household of the family who took you in after your parents' death. This alone took up much of your energy. How could you ever manage to be a mother on top of it? Oh no. God, no. So far, you had turned down every man who had asked for your hand in marriage, but you didn't know how long that would last. Oh! It wouldn't matter to those husbands whether or not you could survive carrying a child. With your health going on this journey was a dangerous idea in the first place. even without the storm. But if anyone could have the resources to stop this plague sweeping through the village, it would be the lord of the land, wouldn't it? Squall of wind hits your chest, nearly making you double over in pain. I mean, not wrong. It takes all the strength you have to keep walking forward. With each moment, the storm intensifies, slowing your movement even further. I love this. You will not give up. You can't, no matter what. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, trying to focus on the repetitive motion rather than the other terrible sensations around you. You raise one foot, move it forward, put it back down. Then repeat with the other foot, and again, over and over again. You're so immersed in the feeling that when one foot gets stuck in the mud or in a tree root or something, it completely shocks you. When you fall to the ground, your vision goes completely dark. Oh. Eesh. We done died. Music shift. Something is off when you next come to. You're not laid flat in the mud. You're in a bed. One much softer than the one you're used to. It is comfortable. And comfort is something you've known little of in your life. Feeling it now is simply strange. You are warm in the blanket swaddling you, but there is also something cool touching your hands. When you finally open your eyes, you see a man staring down at you, a desperately love-struck expression on his face. You're coming home with me! Elizaveta, you're finally awake. You're waiting for this day to come. It's me, your husband, Vasily. Creators of this game, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce this. I don't know how to pronounce. Thanks for the. Thank you, Sammy. I don't know how to pronounce these names. Well, I got Elizaveta right. You blink once, twice, 3 times. Hoping that things would make sense. They do not. He's pretty. First of all, your name is... What is your name? Liliana. He doesn't even know your name, yet he's talking as if you've known each other for a long time. He must have me confused with somebody else. My name is Liliana. Your voice is scratchy in your throat. You just have to hope that he can hear you, because you don't think you can get any louder without straining yourself. Sure, you must be disappointed looking for one woman ending up with another. The man smiles at you as if he had anticipated your reaction. I'm not surprised that you do not remember me. It had been so long, I think even the most devoted wife would lose a few details eventually. But I know you very well. Your hair, your eyes, your skin, you are her spitting image in all the ways that matter. If you weren't so ill, you would practically be her doppelganger. This man seems to have left reality behind a long time ago. Oh, he's crazy. Oh no. Oh no, whatever will I do? Whatever will I do with a crazy man who thinks of me as his possibly dead wife? No, fuck it. Play along with the tradition. You believe that I'm this Elizaveta's reincarnation? I do not believe. I know. You're very confident. I would not be able to stand this life if I were not. Fair enough. Perhaps I've come to you about the village, not about me. Vasily looks at you confused. Village? The one I came from. You do have the title of the land surrounding this area, do you not? Oh yes, but you're here, you don't need to worry about the dreadful place anymore, do you? Fuck them people! I'm staying here. You think for a long moment about your home and what it truly gave you. 2 dead parents, townspeople who pitied you or despised you or tried to take advantage of you. Body racked with pain and fatigue that will never, ever go away. This Vasily is clearly mad. But he's a different kind of mad from what you're used to. If you die here, it will at least be an interesting death. You have no love lost for the people there, but I also doubt it's a good idea to let a plague run rampant. A plague? Yes, many of the townspeople have succumbed to it. Do you know anything about it? I'm not sure. Do you believe the illness you have now is your village's plague? No, I've been ill my whole life. The plagues that's been spreading starts with a rash on the neck, and I've never had that. You see, if it's something like a rash, then most likely it's being spread by pests, isn't it? Rats and the like. But on the neck? If people were being bitten by rats, wouldn't people be getting rashes all over? On their hands and arms and legs? I don't know. You know, he's very valid for not knowing. Suddenly, Vasil raises his voice at you. Do I seem like an expert on rodents to you? Oh. The sudden commotion causes a squeak to emanate from the other side of the room. In the corner of your eye, you can see a quick movement from under the small table. Yes? Well, considering the condition of this building, it does seem likely that you would know that the most nobles know more than most nobles about pests. I probably shouldn't have done that. Occurred to you that you haven't seen any servants around, only Vasily. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be calling you that until I know your name. Oh wait, shit. Okay, perhaps he dismissed them and they're not in this room, but it also seems like that he lives completely alone. You do have a point. This castle has been seen much better days. I no longer have the funds to maintain a full.
Why is the rum always gone?
Hi, Takio. For right now of staff, and I do not have the energy to clean this entire building myself. It is good. Afraid that this room you're in is one of the least affected areas of the estate. Liza's always much better than me at the day-to-day aspects of running an estate. Since she passed, it's been a struggle to take her reins, so to speak. Are you tired, dear? Oh. Huh? You felt fine, but now that you think about it, it's a struggle to keep your eyes open. Seal moves a hand to tuck a lock of your hair behind your ear. You don't have enough strength to bat him away, so you let him. I return when you're ready. Sleep well. It's a pretty room. You've never been on the grand adventures that other people had experienced in their dreams, but you also never experienced the terrors that could follow you into your waking days. A fair trade, you believed. Yet on this night, you have a dream. Even as you watch it, you can't tell what it means. There's a figure, a person, a woman probably. Oh! She is turned away from you. You can tell that she is wearing a dress, but you cannot make out any particular details of it, only that it is black, as if she is a widow in mourning. The woman in black does not talk. She simply stands there unmoving. Finally, her head turns, as if she is getting ready to speak to you. And then you wake up. Wild. When you return to the waking world, you try to wipe away the confusion with sensible thoughts. It's just a dream. Most people have dreams. It's normal. But you can't keep the unease away. Burning questions claw and scratch unceasingly. Why here? Why now? Fair enough, fair enough. You can't tell how long has passed as there are no clocks. Only a dim red light suffuses the room. Was the sun setting or rising? You hear movement, but the area is so shadowed that you can barely tell they're a person, let alone anything else about them. And so you come closer, you can see it is Vasila and a servant. Vasily draws closer. Are you feeling better now, my dear? Putting aside his unyielding affections for but a moment, you take a full accounting of your own health. It's a bit difficult with the memory of the forbidding dream still lodged in your mind. But you manage. You wouldn't say you feel strong, so to speak. You rarely do, even in more favorable environments. But thankfully, you no longer feel like you're lingering at death's doorstep. Whether it was Vasily who attended to you or the servant lurking beneath the doorframe, you do have to admit that you're doing much better. Answer politely. I am, thank you. It's no trouble at all. Your needs will always be tended to as long as you reside here. Sentiment seems somewhat overblown. The two of you barely know each other, but you do appreciate his care. Do you believe that you'd be able to walk? I think so. Did bring a servant to help you dress you. Like for us to walk the grounds together if you'd be amenable. Servant steps forward, stepping just enough into the dim candlelight that their features become just barely visible. Even close to you, you have trouble identifying any defining features. Hello? Madam. She looks down, giving you a quick curtsy. Assumed you would be more comfortable being dressed by a maid, rather than myself. Luckily, Elizavetta's dresses should fit you well. I'm wearing his dead wife's clothing. You don't have anything else to do, so you might as well accept his offer. It might help to become more familiar with just where exactly you're being held. The maid quickly takes off your bedclothes. Was she the one who put them on you in the first place? And begins to dress you in one of Elizavetta's old dresses. You had expected some kind of grand garment, but instead the dress is rather plain and entirely black in color. The maid assures that it was part of Elizavetta's regular wardrobe, not a morning dress. But otherwise, deflects nearly every question you ask of her. Although now in intimately close proximity to you, her face seems even less defined. It isn't long before you're shooed out of the room in your new outfit, then led along until reaching a grand hall. This place is so pretty. Helena, do you think you've gained enough strength to walk outside? I believe so, yes. It's taken a few moments for you to balance on your feet again. Must have been over a day since you last walked, but before long you are moving about naturally. Splendid. You feel weak? Please tell me right away. I can carry you. Now we're possibly getting the good ending. Is much appreciated. Vasily practically beams as bright as the shining sun. Oh, that's cute. I'll do anything for you. You're completely safe with me. Come along, the outdoors awaits. Vasily grabs you gently by the arm, pulling you forward. Though his movements are not forceful, you feel it nigh impossible to escape his grip, even if you wanted to. With his free hand, he opens the door, revealing very little. Hello? It is nighttime, although barely so. The last drugs of sunlight illuminate the scenery just enough to make out the outlines of your surroundings. Did I take too long to get ready? No, not at all. No, not at all. This is the perfect time for an outing. It is. Vasily nods as he pats your arm. A clear signal to start moving. Indeed, I know it might seem rather strange to you. If I could take you out during the daytime, I would. My illness prevents me from going out into the sun. I get terrible burns and rashes. Let's be sick together. I see. Is that also why you haven't been able to carry out your noble duties? It's a large part of why, yes. It is very difficult to make arrangements that prevent me from going into daylight. And the rashes are so painful that accidental exposure renders me nearly immobile. Oh! He's a vampire. Pretty sure. He looks up, his eyes scanning the horizon. The sky is not quite black yet. In fact, it is about the same color as Vasile's hair. This is about the earliest I can safely go outside, so your timing was perfect. You have the whole night ahead of us, if you'd like. While the sky was beautiful, the grounds were somewhat less so. As you walk, you tells of long ago gatherings that happened here, when the property was still fit to show to others. Treading lightly along an overgrown pathway, he tells you of a truly marvelous party, held shortly after he and Elisabetta married. How the two of them held hands and laughed with their friends as the sunlight shone dappled through the trees. Oh, I wonder what happened. At one point, he leads you to the ruins of what was once a statue garden, but was now surrounded by family graves. Vasile regales you with the histories of the long-dead ancestors that had once walked the land. What? He talks so much he cannot get a single word in. Perhaps if you felt ill or weak, he might listen. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What happened to everyone? Everybody just up and died. Probably. But otherwise, he seems primarily interested in sharing stories he likely hadn't been able to share with anyone. Oh, he's a yapper. His verbal tour doesn't come to a lull until sometime later. When Vasile squeezes your arm and slows to a stop. He looks down and you follow his gaze. At your feet stands a gravestone, lit only by the blood moon. A single legible word is revealable. Elisabetta. The stone is heavily weathered, just like the statues, but also shows signs of having been intentionally damaged. Oh! Below her name, the dates of birth and death had been roughly carved away, leaving slipshod gashes on the memorial. Hello? Next to the grave is a hole large enough to fit an adult man. This is where my dearest Eliza rests. And next is where I will rest too, if I ever fall into the clutches of death myself. If. Vasile laughs slightly, although there is very little mirth in the sound. Small morsel of dark humor, forgive me, Ileana. Sometimes one has to make their own levity when life grows bleak. Yep. He would love dark humor. He looks back down at Elisabetta's gravestone, staring at it resolutely, an uninterpretable expression across his face. It's called Death is Sunhaired. I I am eating ramen noodles. Here said only the most powerful of beings could find a way to cheat death. He says nothing else for some time. It occurs to you that if you're willing to interrupt the moment, this may be a chance to finally talk to him. When did you become ill? Forgive me for asking this kind of question, but you mentioned going out into the sunlight earlier. Does that mean your illness is recent? You do forgive. I understand that to you. I must seem a very strange man indeed. Yeah, you are a little bit strange, but you know what? That's fine. I was a hardy boy who grew up into a healthy man. It's only well into my adulthood that my symptoms began to emerge. My illness does not spread in the way most others do, so you needn't worry about becoming a creature of the night too. You're free to go out into the sunlight whenever you like, now that you're strong enough to walk. If you do, please tell me what the sights are like when you get back. It's been so long since I've seen the grounds by anything other than the candles and the moon. No, by your own. When you get back, he expects you not to run away. Says it as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. No. I think you might be right. Is there anywhere close by we can sit down? My legs are feeling a bit wobbly. The words scarcely leave your lips before one of your knees gives way. With a sharp inhale, you balance yourself with Elizabeth's tombstone. Do you need me to carry you? If you insist. I don't need you to, no, but if you're offering. He's so pretty. Wonderful. Come on, up you go. He's beautiful. He is beautiful. Whoever drew him ate. When you decided to accept his offer, you weren't sure what would happen. You thought perhaps that it was the typical bravado of a noble man, making offers he had no intention of following through on. He has pretty eyes. But Vasily has shown himself to be very unexpected in so many ways. He easily lifts you up off the ground and into his arms, so easily in fact that you let out a squeak at the sudden sensation. You almost slip out of his grasp. Hold on. You almost slip out of his grasp, but you're able to reach around his shoulders, just in time for the two of you to keep yourselves off the ground. You truly weren't joking. Of course not. But let us retire home, dear. Vasily set off in the direction of the castle. At least you assume that is the direction he's going in. You're not familiar enough with the grounds to say for sure, nor can you see well enough to tell. Not for the first time. You are completely at the mercy of Vasily's whims. He could take you anywhere you wanted and you would be almost powerless to stop him. Thoughts and a thrill through you. You try to suppress a shiver, but you don't do a very good job at it. journey back to the mansion goes by quick. As Vasili's concluded tour leaves enough room for you to recount your own tales. You discuss much of Saskatchewan, Sorrento. I'm sorry. Vasily appears rather ill-informed of his own territory. A small rat scurries across your path, interrupting your thoughts. Just how many could inhabit these grounds? Once the two of you retreat back inside, you expect him to leave you with the servant. But instead, he insists on taking you back to your room. That is what he calls the room you've been resting in. I don't know why. Just him just sitting there. It's just so funny. I was not expecting him to just sit there. You are tired enough by now that you let him stay without qualm. Though you would probably let him even if you were fully awake, if you were completely honest with yourself. You do, however, insist that he does not stay in the room while you are trying to sleep. In exchange, he makes a show of making sure you are comfortable before he is satisfied enough to allow himself to leave. It's charming in its own way. Once you're finally alone, it does not take long to slip into a slumber. You have another dream. No, that is not quite accurate. Rather, you have the same dream. At least, last night. Wait. You have the same dream as last night. The woman in the black garment is there again, standing motionless in the darkness. However, this time she is clearer. You can see the details of the outfit she wears. Atop her head sits a regal headdress, and her dress is in the style of an old sarafan. Such clothing has been out of fashion longer than the village elders have been alive. You feel as if you stand before an icon of a time long forgotten. You're absolutely certain that the dress is the exact same as the one you wore out with Vasily. On top of that, you can see a birthmark on her neck. Not a strand of hair peeks through the veil she wears. Like last time, she turns her head. But this time, the dream does not end. She looks at you. Her eyes move up and down slowly, as if inspecting you. Girl. The woman smiles at you, but it's not friendly or gentle. It's the smile of someone watching a plan finally come to fruition. Woman? Immediately after, you wake up in a cold sweat. Your ill mood is intensified by the fatigue in your limbs. Last night's walk took more out of you than you expected, and now you don't know if you will even be able to get out of bed today. It is in fact daytime. Like before, the dull red lighting is the same. With no clocks anywhere in the room, you have no way of knowing how long you've been asleep. The room isn't completely dark, however. There are a handful of candles scattered across the scattered around on tables, their flames gently flickering. Oh! Just like came out of nowhere. One of the candles illuminates the outline of a human figure, Vasily. The fire's refractions make him seem almost like an otherworldly figure, a being who shouldn't exist in this world. But you dismiss the thought as a wild fantasy of the drowsy, and instead consider how to start off your day. He looks towards you, then approaches your bedside. That the fire so close his silhouette solidifies, becoming a steady presence rather than an almost ghost. Good morning, I hope you slept well. Very, I don't think I've ever slept better in my life. It was a lie, but you didn't want to be a bad guest so soon. Despite how run out everything is, it's still a level of comfort far greater than you're used to. However, a single night of sleep hasn't performed a miracle. You still feel too weak to get out of bed. How long have I been asleep? Long enough to start building your strength. That's what's most important, yes? I suppose. It'll be hard to get used to your regular schedule once you get back home, but at this pace, that won't be for a while yet. The view is beautiful. See the fountain through the thick glass of the tall windows. Isn't it? That's why I made sure to have you rest in this room. Looking at this scene always invigorates me. I imagine you'd be running around the grounds again in no time. It's a fun thought, although you feel like he's overstating it a bit. Are you literate? To an extent. We need to protect the literacy rate. The literacy rate needs to go up, not down. I could bring you some books if you'd like. Please do. Might not be the most fruitful idea. Well, you can read. You worry that the books he has might be the dry, verbose sort that you have trouble with. Hi, Silence! It's been a while. It's some of my new stuff that I've added. Thank you. For a moment, you think he's going to leave the room. But instead, he starts conversing with a maid who had been hiding in the shadows so discreetly you hadn't noticed her at all. She leaves quietly, then a few minutes later appears with a stack of books in her arms. Vasily thanks her as she transfers the books from her arms to his, inspecting each spine as he goes. Very good, very good. He places a stack next to you, taking care not to accidentally be too forceful. These should be suitable, diverting, I think. Please tell me or one of the maids if you need more light to read by. I will, thank you. For the days of the plague, when sickness did not ooze out of every door, and hope outweighed fear, you often read to the village children.
Why is the rum always gone?
Funny enough, I just took a drink. The kids, many of whom could not yet read, would gather and listen hungrily. Sometimes your energy, if any your energy allowed, you'd teach them a written word or two. While their parents hated how little you could do for the village, they seemed to appreciate the entertainment you could provide for their children. Not that it ever lessened their biting dislike for you. I'm glad the plague is spreading through that village. You pick the top book off the stack and start reading. To your surprise, well, yeah, I'm a villainess. What do you expect? To your surprise, it isn't some kind of dry history records like you thought a noble might have in his home, but rather a novel. And it's a rather scandalous one, actually. Ooh, scandalous. Even though you're reading silently and nobody can see over your shoulder, you can help but feel like you're reading something you shouldn't. It's a spicy novel. Hold on. But something about seeing these characters in your mind's eye makes terrible decisions over and over again, makes you feel better about your own choices. You haven't killed your husband to then marry his brother, then kill the brother to marry his recently widowed father. Hold up. Girl, what the fuck? You went through all those hoops just to get to the dad. That's too much. That's one of those, that is just that. She went through the brother. She went through the brothers just to get to the dad. I mean, they probably around her age. But still. Damn. That's crazy. Would I do that? No. I just go straight for the dad. I wouldn't even bother with the brothers. If the dad was my goal, I would just go towards him. You appear intrigued by that story. Quite the dramatic tale. It's a messy one. What are you talking about? Exactly. Vasily leans closer to see what page you pause at. A warm sensation prickles across your cheeks. You're familiar with it? It is my book, after all. This would be good if it still intrigues you after having already read it. Would you like to read with me? Well, you'd have to be looking through the redeems to specifically get to that one. A contented smile spreads across Vasily's face. I thought you'd never ask. He's so pretty. Together, Vasily and you embarked on the treacherous heroine story. Though the book's book's content tries to draw you in with its world, you remain firmly anchored in reality due to Vasili's proximity. Our Lady is frightfully cunning. She's as compelling as she's respectable. Anyone who tastes their goals with this level of conviction is worth admiring. She's going after the dad. She had to kill his 2 sons before. Which is crazy. Her methods of getting rid of these bodies could use some work, though. She'd be better off with water disposals rather than hiding them in her family mausoleum. Seal let out an airy chuckle. What? You amuse me. Good ideas on your part, dear, but devastating in consequences. See, the only water around your heroine's castle is their well. The corpse's impurities would surely taint their drinking water, thus killing everyone in the castle. Oh, he's right. Appreciate you playing a killer, though, my dear. It was quite charming. You feel uneasy at being compared to a killer, even if fictional, but you hold fast to your bravery and don't overreact. Even though Vasily sits so close beside you, you can't feel any heat emanating from him. Rather, he seems otherworldly both in beauty and in coloring. His skin is almost alabaster, reminiscent of the bloodless bodies of the plague victims. A symptom of his illness, perhaps? He tilts his head, and his long russet locks dramatically. Thank you for the head pats. Struck you that you have never seen him in daylight. What would he look like under the sun? You could only imagine. His hair would surely dazzle like a gentle sunrise, while his face might finally look fair, radiant, rather than unnaturally beautiful. It is your line. Well, thank you for stopping by. It was good seeing you again. He turns, giving you a soft, slightly amused smile. Embarrassment floats through you. You've been caught staring at him. Oh, yes. We could find where you left off fast enough. Vasily sighs with satisfaction. I've missed such domesticity, this intimacy. That's who he reminds me of. He reminds me of Alucard from Transylvania. Also, R.I.P. the creator of Transylvania. You will be missed, bro. I would love to be closer to you, to spend more days in this manner. He says so unabashedly. Most would stutter through a confession like that to a stranger. But not Vasily. Though your time together has been scant, he treats you with fervent affection. Whether that makes him brazen or courageous, you've yet to decide. Regardless, you've never experienced positive attention like this before. Once in the thick of the plot, acting out the book with Vasily becomes so entertaining that you lose track of time. Slowly your strength starts fading as your sickness catches up with you again. Vasily takes your lines and you gradually fall asleep to the sound of his soothing voice. That night, the woman didn't return. Could not recall sleeping at all and woke up feeling just as tired as before. Despite the respite, you could not help but feel uneasy after that last vivid encounter. Was it just a temporary lull? Like yesterday and earlier, Vasily is waiting for you in the bedroom, Today, at least, he's not perched at your bedside like an eager cat. Instead, he sits across the room reading a book by candlelight. You wonder how long it'll take him to realize you are awake. And the answer turns out to be not long at all. He notices you stirring almost immediately. He seems almost radiant as he puts down his book and approaches. He's like a puppy. Except, well, I hope. He's been so kind and generous with his time. At least you can do is tell him the truth. Point him how having any dream at all is unusual for you, and then you had almost the same dream twice in a row. You describe the woman in the dream, her regalia, her posture, her skin, the way she looked at you. The dress in particular, you emphasize, is surely the same one he gave you to wear previously. As you tell the story, Vasily looks at you stone-faced, his expression inscrutable. I see. You're very ill, so it should be a little surprise that your mind is reacting strangely. Gives you what you suppose to be a reassuring smile. Though smile and shape, are taut and inorganic. I promise you have nothing to worry about. A bad dream is just that. A dream. Well, I don't even remember most of the dreams I've had. You must have liked that dress if it appeared in your dream. You can keep it if you wish. It truly looks beautiful on you. Bro, probably not. Think you'll feel better, much better, with a change of scenery. I can't go outside at this moment, but the sitting room should be pleasant enough while we wait for the cooks to finish up. My dog is against the sitting room. Vasily guides you to the sitting room. Like the rest of the castle you visited, this room is maintained, but very old. The seats are worn and there are clear signs of deterioration on the paintings lining the walls. Oh. How long do you think it will take for the food to be ready, Vasily? Not long at all, I assure you, but more importantly, you don't have to address me so stiffly. We're close, are we not? You can call me Vasya. Vasya. But even the nickname sits strangely on your tongue. We're feeding into his delusions to get the sort of good ending. Oh, this music. But you see no harm in indulging him, and besides, you will surely get used to it with practice. It nicely rolls off the tongue, Vasya. Vasya gives you a shy, boyish smile. The warm gesture clashes with your otherwise gloomy surroundings. This is gloomy? It's beautiful. Thank you. I missed hearing it. The servants always address me formally, and well, there's no longer anybody else. But it's no matter. Whatever thoughts Vasya had about the situation, he didn't feel it was necessary to share them with you. For once, however, he has not felt the need to change the subject himself. You could sit in silence, but perhaps it would be best to take initiative. Hold on, let's see. There we go. Okay. This is the color I was expecting. Could sit in silence, but perhaps it would be for the best to take initiative. This music is beautiful. Holy shit. Paintings on the wall. There's so many paintings on the walls here. Which one is your favorite? If you're asking about the paintings in the entire castle, that is an easy question to answer. There's a beautiful portrait of Liza in one of the bedrooms. Ah. But as for ones in this room specifically, Vasya stands up, pacing around the room, looking thoughtfully at each of the paintings in turn. You end up following him to get a better look at each art piece. There's a large variety of art on the walls. Portraits, landscapes, still lifes. His eyes settle on a garden scene. You'd think it would have to be this one. It reminds me of happier times. At first, you wondered why. Isn't it just a garden? But then you look more closely at the painting. You realize that this isn't just a garden. It's the very same one you and Vasya walked through the other night. In the painting, there is no graveyard. The bushes are even and covered with flowers, but just admiring it makes you feel a deep nostalgic sadness. Yes, you see it, don't you? I do. It's beautiful. It could be beautiful again one day. I just need help. How can I help you? I know I'm not experienced with the noble's responsibilities, but if I can help in any way. You needn't worry about that. I didn't have any experience at first either. I married above my station, so to speak. All you really need to do is be yourself. That would be the most helpful of all to me. Oh! So, possibly, she's trying to take over our body. Her soul is probably trying to take over our body to be back with him. Okay, I will fight you. Okay. But she is beautiful. Suddenly you fall unconscious. The dream returns. And so does the woman from it. She's not looking away from you this time. She's facing you directly. She doesn't speak, but instead holds her hand out. Fingers splayed. Strings of red, spider-like silk are attached to each of her fingertips, leading out and connecting to you. You wake up, and you know immediately that something is wrong. Dread coats every fiber of your being. Everything looks the same as it did before you lost unconscious, but you feel off. I'm sure there will be no problem at all. Vasya. Elisabetta. That's your voice. Your mouth and tongue are moving, but you do not will yourself to speak. You try to move an arm, a leg, anything, but your body won't budge. Not for you, anyways. Oh, he's in on it too. Ah, this is interesting. Ooh. Vasya seems to notice a difference immediately. He is no longer effortlessly in control. He looks both happy and scared at the same time. Liza, you. Without your input, your arm is raised, and you place a finger on Vasya's lips. Your sense of touch is not lost. You can feel his lips, soft lips gently give way underneath your touch. Elizabeth. Miliana now, remember? Of course. You'd always had that Vasya was powerful in some sort of strange way. That he's cowering in fear at her must mean should be happy. Should be happy. You get to spend the rest of your life with him just like you wanted. What the fuck is the narrator doing here? Hold on. Hold on. Narrator. Mr. Narrator. I'm gonna need you to get out. You weren't here before. You ain't gonna be butting in now. The thought isn't your thought, but it enters your mind as naturally as if it were. You did want to spend more time with Vasya, but you never imagined anything like this. The look in his face makes one thing clear. He will not be helping you take back control of your body. He's too scared of crossing her and yet enthralled by her presence all at once. Your new life begins as a bystander, puppeteered yet conscious. Ooh. Ooh. Man who calls himself sunhaired. Okay. He's pretty. Okay, let's... Okay, he is wrong. I don't know you. We've never met. I can't be your Elizaveta. You might have different memories now, but that matters not. I would know my own wife. Just a peasant from your village, sir. Suppose I don't. Okay. No. No, you do. He's rather handsome, actually, although you wouldn't dare tell him to his face. You fear it would only worsen his affections towards you. He already sees you as his wife. And if she was affectionate towards him, you look like, well, like nobility, I suppose. Smiles gently at you. I am glad to hear that time hasn't weathered me too badly. You live such a solitary existence, it's hard to know how other people see you. Vasily looks rather young. Not much older than you. But the way he talks makes it seem like he's much older. I suppose even the poor and the nobility gets to age more gracefully than a peasant. Let's see. Okay, there's 5 endings. Got 1. Okay, so okay. Okay, we're gonna just answer bluntly. Yes. You see more long stretch of awkward silence pass between you. Finally, he breaks it himself. Do you believe that you'll be able to walk? I think so. Just question him. What happened in the gravestone? The grave where her birthday and death day should be what happened. Only it's whether simply a vandal, nothing more. Sheer vandalism in your lifetime. This seemed like a strange explanation for the gravestone. This grave sits on a lord's land, as little attended to as they are, far away from most civilizations. Why would petty vandals venture this far out and then risk punishment for defacing a noble's grave? But they only chip away the dates, leaving her name. Get Vasily, wanting to ask him further, but his darkened countenance gives you pause. Sure you'll survive, asking him more about the gravestone. The subject you'd prefer to keep. Feet for a moment, then we can walk back to the castle together. Just on the word we acts as enough. But just when you're somewhere. Celia guides you to a secluded part of the grounds, with a bench that is otherwise still in good enough condition to be usable. Down on one side, then takes his place beside you. He's just close enough to be overly familiar, and not enough for you to tell him to move away. Stay here for as long as you need. Well, as long as the sun isn't out, I suppose we have some time yet. There's no need to rush. You're being honest with your legs. You never had much physical endurance to begin with, and laying in bed for so long had weakened you even further. Mind if as long as you would. Might never leave. This is something too big to make a decision on right now. Think on it even more, and to do that you need to return to the castle. The ceiling concluded. Okay. So is this almost common, and it instantly puts you on edge. I don't know, there goes awkward as Vasily resettles into his chair. Pull out of your hand onto your chest when your eyes closed. Night, the woman did not return. Okay. Once you are alone, you had to realize how long it had been. For almost all your waking hours since you arrived, Celia had been by your side. You find yourself grateful to have a moment without his presence. An uneasy inhale fills you with contentedness. Still in your night clothes, you get up and walk around the room. It's unchanged from yesterday, but despite how long you spent here, you haven't been mobile enough to get a proper look at it. It is remarkable only in the sense that you've never been in a room this fancy before. Even in decline, it's clearly worth far more than the sum of all your own possessions. One item stand out in particular, painting on the wall above the drawers. It was impossible to see while you were resting. Get a clear look at it now. It doesn't look like most of the other art you've seen here. The style is too different. It must be commissioned by an antique painter. It depicts a lone woman, and as your eyes drink in her exhalated portrait, a foreboding cold surges through you. It's her, the woman in your dreams. Oh. The same headdress, the same clothing, the same posture, the same imposing posture. She looks exactly like you. Surely there's no doubt. She must be Elisabetta. You have to leave. Damn this castle and damn the village. Something is wrong here. You are not going to be part of it any longer, no matter what it means for the plague. Acting on instinct, you don't even attempt to find your personal clothing. You simply leave. I know that's right. Shit, I'm just gonna up and leave. You ignore the few servants you pass by in the parlor. You don't want to risk getting Vasily's attention. You are wearing the only night clothes. You are wearing only night clothes that have no weapon. If you were to provoke his anger, you would not survive. The servants in turn leave you be. Each one you pass seems more like a shadow than a person. Their silhouettes fading to the dark corners and the curtains surrounding them. When you look back, it was as if they were never there at all. Rats start across the hallways, their echoing squeaks like teasing laughter. As one boldly runs past your feet, you swear it glares at you with unnaturally red eyes. Okay, I know it's supposed to be like kind of uneasy, but a rat glaring at you as if you were in the fucking way. Like, damn, rat, I'm sorry. You're the one that decided to run across while I was walking. How is it my fault for your decisions? The whole thing is made all the more nerve-wracking by the fact that you don't know your way around the castle. Having only been in a small part of it, you get lost several times, wondering if this building is a labyrinth constructed to frustrate you personally. Few things would surprise you any longer. Miraculously, you make it to the end of the hall, but beyond where the front door would be. Him. In where Vasily is lying in wait. Oh! Now where are you scurrying around to, dear? I just got lost. Got very lost. Well, you ended up circling the whole building twice. So I was just trying to find a snack. Where are you? Yet you didn't talk to any of our servants who would have helped you out gladly. As he talks, Vasily walks forwards with even, angry steps. He crowds you against the wall. There's a door nearby, the very one you came through to get in here, but is now closed, and you suspect locked as well. Why, it almost seems to me as if you intended to leave. No, I wasn't, I promise. You don't need to lie to me. I've been alive for far too long for simple tricks like that to work. I thought you were finally willing to make nice, Liza. It seems that I misjudged our guest here. I'm not Liza! I'm not your dead wife! Yes, that's exactly the problem, but no matter. What the fuck you mean, no problem? Like what time? Because honestly, I think after this run, I'm gonna be wrapping up. Because it's 6:30 my time right now. Hold on, I gotta turn down the music to hear. Hold on, I gotta turn down the music to understand better. Yeah, I think after this. Well, yeah, I'm sure I could get there later. I'm gonna be ending stream soon after this run. Yeah. Cool, cool. I will be there. See you, Astro. Okay, enjoy your lurk. Okay. Okay. Brother, I will fight you. I will lose, but I will fight you. I am not going to become another woman for you. God, he's pretty. Damn. He grabs you roughly by the hair, moving your head to the side to expose your neck. His mouth widens in a grin, exposing two long pearl white fangs. He gives a low hum as he hovers his mouth dangerously close to your naked neck. Has been so difficult to stay in control around you. People don't tend to like being confronted by a vampire's power. I'm thinking Elizabeth changed him. If you can't stand me anyway, there is no problem holding back anymore. His pure blood should be a fair trade for how torturous this ordeal has been. Oh, ugh. There is so much you want to say, but in the moment, all you can do is scream as piercing pain suddenly erupts in your neck. Goose flesh spouts across your body as an overwhelming numbness overtakes you. Vasily drinks from you like a man thirsting in the desert for days. It is a painful, burning sensation made worse by his lack of control. Oh. When your vision starts to fade, you lose consciousness. You welcome it. Death must be better than this. Now, mind you, there is 5 endings apparently. I've only gone through 2. Oh, he's so pretty. Now this is a cute game. Not cute game. It's quite an interesting game. Alrighty. Okay. Anyways, that was Death is Sunhaired. Oh, it's because he's hair. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get it now. Okay, I am slow. Leave me alone. Anyways, I will be having my schedule out by tonight for sure. So keep a lookout for that. Besides Wednesday, well, as I said, I'm gonna have my schedule out so you could see what my plans are. So I should probably. Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Oh god. Yawn. I should definitely be getting. Yeah, I should be heading out now to get dinner started. All right. So And with that, thank you for being with me today and seeing just me react to playing that really. And it's a free game too, so it's beautiful. My only critique out of it is the chat box. Could have been put down more and a bit smaller. That's just me personally. But other than that, that game is beautiful. Background was pretty. And I probably am going to be playing it off screen to get the other 3 endings. Alright, so with that, have a good evening, have a good night, or whenever you're watching this. Don't miss me too much. Okay? Bye.